Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Hope you're all well on this Sunday. We're here for the watch-along for Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Just going to find the game. So in case you don't know, the team is the same team we probably played for the last 4 games. Ramsdale in goal. Ben White. William Saliba. Gabriel Magalhaes. Tomiyasu is back 4 in front of him on the ball right now. Thomas Partey on the right hand side. Bukayo Saka, who's just been challenged quite heavily, has gone down. Martin Odegaard, Granit Xhaka, and Gabriel Martinelli on the left. With up front, Gabriel Jesus. Get it right. Apollo is at the game. We just had a conversation. Apparently there was quite a big presence of the anti-Rwanda in the on the pitch, on the forecourt of the game. This is interesting. Very inverted formation here. Literally see Tomiyasu was right off centre of Thomas Partey in the build-up. Arsenal just moving the ball around. As Apollo has put in the chat, Tomiyasu currently playing very advanced in that Zinchenko type role. How you doing, Bertram?
Morning, how you doing, Tony? Or good afternoon,
Good, thanks. I'm good.
I don't know why I can't see you now. I'm seeing you on my
Free kick just given away. Nottingham Forest.
I'm gonna come back in, Tony. I can't see you for some reason.
Okay, pal. Free kick just given away just there. In the Nottingham Forest goal area. So Nottingham Forest struggling to get out their penalty area, moving the ball, loses the ball. 3 minutes in. Okay, there they go. Ben White, Ramsdale, big throw out to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey running through the middle. Plays the ball to Martinelli on the wing. Throw-in to Martinelli. No, Granit Xhaka. My apologies, it wasn't Martinelli. Granit Xhaka was out there far wide there. Jesus Oh, loses the ball. But Forrest can't keep the ball in play. Ball down the left. Who's that? Trying to... Just lost the ball. Easily won back by Tomiyasu. Plays the ball into Martinelli. Martinelli plays the ball across field to Saka. And Saka's cross is headed in by Gabriel Martinelli. I did know that goal was coming because it appears that I am quite a way behind the live stream, the live game, because Apollo gave me the heads up on that goal. Who's that for? Pablo Mari. Nice tribute there to Pablo Mari. Martinelli with the early goal.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, how you doing? So yeah, the assist comes from Saka. Nice ball in. It was actually kind of like a 1-2 because Martinelli played the ball initially out to Saka. He makes the run into the near post. Saka delivers right on the money, and Martinelli with the great stooping header into the bottom left-hand corner of the Forest net, 1-0 Arsenal. So nice early pick-up of play.
Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Got to do better with that. Brilliant play in the box. He's got to be more composed in the box. Jesus picked up Saka, won the ball from Lingard. Play Jesus. Brilliant cut in. Kicked over the bar. He needs to have more composure in the box. Take your time and pick your spot. He's just shooting. No direction on the shot. Tony, your head is not showing clearly.
Yeah,
you need to move your camera up a little bit.
Thank you.
Good. Much better. Nottingham Forest came to play though. They're not sitting back and soaking up pressure. They come to play.
Yeah,
they're pressing us upfield actually. So
yeah, absolutely. That makes absolute sense. This is a team in transition, obviously with the number of new players. Oh, good shot. Good shot from one of the Forest players, but straight down the chest of Ramsdale. Ball was lost there badly by Xhaka. And the impending shot from Freuler goes straight to...
I think there's space between the lines for us in today's games. The way they defend, there are gaps between the lines. Running off people would be a good thing for us to do today.
Ooh, Saka's taken another knock. He's hobbling about. He's got to be one of the most foul players in the Premier League.
Yeah, he is. I think they're trying to get under Xhaka's skin today. He's been knocked over a couple of times. And we know how he reacts to that.
So things that I'm looking for today. Martin Odegaard, he needs to give us a performance because sadly he's been...
That's a great call out, Tony. I've been saying the same thing also.
Yeah.
He's a defensive... Unless he's producing offensively, he's not serving you any purpose.
Yeah.
Because he's a defensive liability. So he needs to produce offensively, either assists or goals. That was a brilliant goal by Martinelli, though. Dean Anderson has been good this season, but didn't have a chance in that goal. What minute are you in, Tony? Seem like you're a little bit behind.
I'm on the 10th minute.
Yeah, you're about 20 seconds behind me. So I'll be patient. I won't say much.
No, fire away, buddy.
We have a corner right now, actually. We have a corner.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my Saka.
Martin Odegaard just won that corner.
Yeah.
I'm just going to finish off this veggie burger.
Saka crossing the box. Tomiyasu with a shot over the bar that got deflected another corner. That was close again. You wonder if he got fouled actually on that shot. We seem to be using Gabriel to block the keeper. I think Gabriel should be out running into the goal, not blocking the keeper. He scored 5 goals last season, most of them from corners. He needs to be out where he can run at the defense because they can't mark him in the air. Arsenal with the ball. Jesus on the left looking for a pass. Can't find one. Played inside to Martinelli. Who go all the way back to Gabriel. Played wide to Saliba. Nottingham Forest playing with a lot of energy, actually. Ball played deep to Jesus. Back heel to Martinelli or out of bounds. Or to Tomiyasu, I should say. It's an attempted pass. If you just joined us, the score Arsenal 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Goal scored by Martinelli from a very good cross by Saka. Brilliant goal by Martinelli. I think Nottingham Forest came to play today, which is good. Like two teams want to play football.
Yeah. The defensive work there by Saliba to counter what could potentially be a good move from Forrest. He was one-on-one with his player, but he had the right positioning. He was on the right side of the player. And then instead of using the keeper, he was able to use his body and feint to send the player the wrong way and then move the ball into midfield. Tomiyasu is playing as a 6 right now.
He is. He is playing as an 8. One of the two.
Yeah.
Saka inside. Jesus try to shoot.
Oh. Saka inadvertently after a tackle feeds the ball into the box. Touched by Granit Xhaka leads to a shot on target by Gabriel Jesus, but there is a little touch from the defender which takes the power off the shot.
We're pressing really tight on them, actually.
Yeah,
really
very.
them. Yeah.
The
press is very aggressive.
Forrest at the moment.
Saka is down, actually. He got knocked earlier, and he looked like he's in some difficulty. And he was hobbling, as you mentioned earlier, Tony. So that's not a good sign. he started out really well, actually.
Yeah. Not sure what's caused that, but it's around his ankle area.
But he's been kicked a few times. Oh, he stepped in his ankle. Oh. Yeah, he stepped in his yeah. That should have been a yellow card, actually. There may not have been on purpose. There's a stop in play. Arsenal leading by 1-0. Should be a good game today. Nottingham Forest came to play, so this should be pretty interesting. Hey, Andrew, good morning. How you doing? Or good afternoon, she said. Andrew, how you doing?
My good Bajan friend, what's going on?
Huh?
My good Bajan friend, what's going on, Banner? Hope you're enjoying your weekend,
Tony,
Andrew.
The British accent is also very pronounced. It's not just a Bajan accent.
The British that wasn't accent, a Bajan. That was my Guyanese.
Oh, it's some more Bajan than Guyanese.
No, that's my
Guyanese. More Bajan than Guyanese. Much more Bajan. Because when you were saying partay, I was laughing, thinking that's so British. It's not party, it's partay. It's like saying, it's almost like a song associated with it.
Mm. So as players resumed, Arsenal attacking again. Nottingham Forest break it up, but now struggling to get the ball away. Playing a long ball over the top, but way overplayed. Easy. But is it drawn back for a foul? Looks like Forrest get a foul, yeah. A lot of people have mentioned this cutting of the socks.
I know it's on Saka. Both his socks are...
Absolutely, yeah. So he basically has 2 holes cut in the back of his sock. And I mentioned to someone,
circulation issue?
It is, yeah. Basically, the socks are super tight, and what you want to do is you want to relax that tension on your calf. So a couple of players, Granit Xhaka, Bukayo Saka, and maybe some others have got cuts in the sock at the rear, at the back of the sock, so that it releases the tension on the calf and lower calf area. So one at the top end, at the big part of the calf, and one at the lower end. Looks very strange, but if you notice, if you watch a lot of soccer, you'll see a lot of players are now employing that strategy in different teams, which kind of means that what you're asking is for the sock manufacturer to make a different type of sock.
Yes. Yeah.
Our
sock with certain sections of the socks.
Yeah.
Have certain give to it. Yeah.
Yeah. They still like that ping for the sock to stay up.
Oh, Saka, come on, gotta bring that down. Wow.
Arsenal on the break here. Tomiyasu down the left, looking up, looking for options. Thomas Partey on the ball, plays the ball back in. Oh, off the line. And then the shot over the bar by Saka in return. So very good pass.
Jesus got pushed in the box, right? Jesus got pushed in the box, actually. They're not going to give him.
Yeah. So Thomas Partey plays a brilliant ball in here to, was it Granit Xhaka? Xhaka plays it back. Martinelli's shot gets blocked on the line. It's an instant shot, blocked on the line. Comes out to, definite shove on Gabriel Jesus. But of course, there's nothing by way of review of that play. We saw it very, very clearly, but nothing by way of review of that play. So play continues. Nottingham Forest actually now have a free kick in the Arsenal half of the pitch. Oh, what's happened there? Saka is still wobbling. He's still not walking comfortably.
Yeah.
That was good play by Granit Xhaka to lay that ball on a plate for Martinelli in the previous move. Martinelli really didn't get purchase on the shot. He seemed to almost lose his feet. The ball sort of coming off one foot onto the other. Did get it on
the speed
target,
of the pass, Tony. It was the speed of the pass. It was pretty quick. Came to him pretty quickly. It wasn't rolled in, so.
Okay.
And he had to play quick to beat the defender to get it to him.
Yeah.
I think if Saka showed a little more composure, he'd have done better with that pass, actually.
Apollo says that
we have to be careful with the counter. I'm telling you, we got to be careful with the counter today, because that's what they're going to play. That's what teams are playing us nowadays. We play so high up.
Yeah.
They come in to counter us, so we're so deep. We only have 2 defenders back.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting.
And they have speed up top, actually.
Yeah, interesting. Yesterday, I was watching Paris Saint-Germain at home against Troyes. Troyes went 1-0 up with a absolutely amazing counter attack from when PSG were like 10 players in the Troyes half, and they came back with an attack. They went 1-0 up. They scored a second also in, I think it was the first half as well, after PSG came back. So it went 1-0 to Troyes, then PSG came back, and then it went 2-1 to Troyes, then PSG came back, and then PSG went on to win. But the interesting note was that, teams that play with, high numbers in the attack are open to counters if you've got the right players.
That's why Spurs has been effective over the years, right? Between Son and Kane. Yeah. And also yesterday in the Liverpool game against
Leeds.
Liverpool against Leeds, they had a clear chance in the second half where the ball was played in to who's the center forward? The one's been injured.
Bamford.
One that came from Chelsea. Bamford. And he miscontrolled the ball, but he would have just been in on goal. And I'm always saying this, Tony, if you're a professional footballer, it's criminal you can't use both feet. Sorry.
Yeah.
He had no right foot to control the outside of his left foot, and the ball rolled over. And he basically would have had a tap in, basically. He could be one-on-one with Alisson.
Yeah.
So obviously they scored a late goal. That was a foul, referee.
So Arsenal,
a late goal to cinch that game.
Yeah, Arsenal on the attack, just passing it around in the Nottingham Forest half of the pitch. Oh, yeah. So missed foul by Serge Aurier on Martinelli. There's no way he gets the ball and he wipes out Martinelli, but no foul given.
It is a foul. I'm not sure the ref doesn't call that. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the referee thinks that he gets some of the ball, but there's no way you can go through the man the way he does to get the ball and not have a foul.
Right. Even if you get the ball, you're still fouling the man. Because you have to go through him to get it. Yeah.
Exactly. Arsenal back on the attack again, coming down the middle, Thomas Partey.
So the strategy by Nottingham Forest is, Tony, as we get the ball over the half line and play in, they want to pressure us so we can create an error, so then they can break.
Yeah.
Look how they're attacking us when we get it, as we cross the half line, actually.
Yeah.
They're trying to make a pressure. If they get a turnover and they have the speed to go behind, they have an opportunity to create them. I am not impressed by Odegaard of late, I'm telling you.
No, me neither.
Xhaka is much better offensively than Odegaard. Saka is down again. He's going to be off. Saka is injured. He's down again. I don't think he's going to finish this game.
Yeah, and there was nothing there. He literally just He was walking, and then he just decided, "I'm going down." He literally just went,
wrong with him.
"I'm going down." There didn't appear to be anything that caused it. I think his game's done. I would make his game done because I don't think it's worth the,
Yeah, I think his game. I think his game is done. It should be done. It's his third time going down.
Yeah.
So who will he bring in? That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because he's got Marquinhos on the bench, Pablo Vieira.
I wouldn't put Vieira in. Vieira and Odegaard can't play together. They're just too slow people.
He could move Jesus out left, Martinelli to the right, and put Eddie Nketiah up front. I think that's an option that he'll probably look at.
Yeah, but when he brings in Nketiah, he keeps Jesus in the middle, which doesn't make sense because Eddie can't play out wide.
Yeah, but one of them has to. And what I think he does is he asks them to rotate the wide position out left. So you find that there's situations will rise where Gabriel Jesus will be the player.
Reece Nelson has changed.
Okay.
Like he may be coming in.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I'm not too disappointed with that.
No, Reece gets his chance now. He get a chance. Reece gets his chance. Straight down the tunnel.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think Reece is more apt to go down the line actually and try to go around the defender. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
Saka tends to cut back 90% of the time and try to find someone inside. While Reece sometimes wants to run by you. So we'll see how that works. If he's a conservative today, plays normal game.
So goal kick to Forrest. Easily cut out by Gabriel. Back on the attack, Arsenal through Thomas Partey. Spreads the ball out wide to Ben White. Ben White running down the wing. Great ball into Reece Nelson. Onto Odegaard. Odegaard finds Martinelli. Cross in. Good defensive header for a corner to Arsenal. That was a nice play. Nice play. That was a great ball by Ben White into Reece Nelson. Took out at least 3 players in that pass. Corner now by Martin Odegaard. Yeah, I think you're right about Gabriel on the goalkeeper. I mean,
it makes no sense. Xhaka did that.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Waste.
Yeah.
Waste. Xhaka should be doing that. Xhaka can antagonize people. Put him in there to antagonize. Yeah. He doesn't score from corners.
Yeah. So Reece Nelson picks up the ball from the resulting corner on the outside of the box, shields it from the player, and is pushed over. So Arsenal now have a free kick just outside the penalty area, pretty much central of the goal.
Where's Odegaard going? That's not your kick. That's Reece Nelson's kick. You're left footer. You're on the wrong side of the goal. You're trying to dominate the ball.
Yeah, but he needs to do something.
That's a right footer shot, isn't it? Isn't that a right footer shot?
It is.
And Nelson's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Unless they have a set play that they have. I don't know. He's not going to score from there. Yeah, I don't think he has a mid-blocker. I think he's better on the left side, on the right side, actually.
So from that distance, you need to have a great deal of power to beat the keeper. I've said this before. In situations where you need power on a free kick, Granit Xhaka is your man.
True.
I think when you've got a player like Odegaard who's going to go for placement here, you give the keeper too much time because the ball is in the air to move his feet.
The free kick hit.
Yeah, the free kick hit.
It wasn't his kick. It wasn't his kick. So
the free kick hit the top of the wall, and then from the ensuing play, a bit of juggling in the box between players. it ends up being a goal kick to Nottingham Forest.
That should have been Nelson's kick. I've seen Nelson score those previously.
Goal kick goes out for a throw-in off the head of Serge Aurier.
And Tony, talking about forwards not being able to use both feet. Yesterday, you saw the Liverpool game?
I didn't know.
Nunes got a ball in the box. All he had to do was tap it over the keeper with his left foot. He tried to put it on his right foot and got dispossessed. Uh-oh. And that's why Liverpool fans are frustrated with him, because he keeps missing those chances, which are guilty chances. Bad play by Partey, turnover.
Yeah.
Lingard with the ball.
And look how fast Nottingham Forest moved the ball forward. I mean, literally, their 4 players moved. You know, they're going to be working on that as a strategy, isn't it? That, you know, once they pick that ball up, in the from the midfield, to surge forward with numbers and to try and find, you know, if Lingard lifts his head and looks to his left, he finds an open player. But he went for the shot instead and ended up having a goal kick. Who was that just dispossessed outside the box with the foul? I think it might have been Martinelli. Yeah.
He should have passed the ball. He had 2 people open to get the ball to him. Not sure what he was trying to do. That's his problem sometimes, his decision making. When to pass and when to dribble. I don't think he has that right yet.
The thing is, he is undoubtedly the player that will take on the most dribbles in the game for Arsenal, and he's a very good dribbler at that. I mean, he uses his pace extremely well. You know, what he can do is what many players can't do, is literally run past 2 or 3 players and lay it off, leaving players in space.
The problem with him, Tony, sometimes he doesn't lay it off.
Yeah.
Right? He dribbles in a alley, and then there's nowhere to go. Versus, you know what, before I start dribbling, let me think about my outlet before I get there.
Jesus comes deep to get the ball. Yeah. And finding Jesus is having to move really deep. So the control of the midfield is all about, oh no, bad ball by Martinelli. He was trying to feed in Jesus, but cut out by Aurier. Goes out for an Arsenal throw-in.
We need to spread the ball around. We're playing on the left side too much. The ball needs to come on the right more. You know, left side dominant. I want to see Nelson on the ball a little bit. Come on, Partey, spread the ball.
Which he does nicely. He is such a great passer of the ball. What a ball! What a ball into Jesus. I mean, in all honesty, Jesus shouldn't have jumped there. Should have trapped it with his chest. What's that? Gone out for a corner. Martinelli dribbles literally on the byline past Aurier, and then Aurier gets a tackle in. So we have a corner now on the left-hand side. Odegaard taking it. Out by Aurier. Arsenal pick it up. Partey crosses it. Out again by Forrest to Odegaard. Odegaard to Martinelli. Ball inside. Unlucky. Reece Nelson's touch was just unable to take the ball in.
The ball has been whipped in hard. You got to be at the right pace, Tony. So you give you a chance to bring it down.
But that's one of them balls. You know what? They're in practice. They practice that really hard ball into feet where you can stop the ball on a dime. You know, that's the sort of thing that people like Messi do all the time. You know, you can play the ball to him at real hard pace, and he's gonna stop it on a dime. Xhaka with a great ball into Odegaard. Odegaard dallies, lays up. Jesus' shot is over the top.
His shooting is off.
Yeah.
I did think at one time. Yeah.
I did think at one time the ball from Xhaka is brilliant. That Odegaard had the opportunity to just not pull it back, but to take on the shot with his right foot.
He doesn't have a right foot, Tony.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what.
When you're that close to goal and the ball's laid in an area where there's nobody there, first time shot is the order of the day. Even if you take a swing, you're going to work the keeper and it might bounce out to somebody else. Ball by Partey, picked up by Aurier.
Come on.
Good tackle, Reece Nelson.
That's a foul. He's crying for his face. Nothing happened. He got dispossessed.
Yeah, that's a good tackle. There's nothing wrong with that.
It is a good tackle.
Showing the replay. I mean, literally, he's feigned injury really well there.
Yeah. And the referee had sympathy for him.
Yeah. Arsenal touches in the opposition box, 20. Nottingham Forest, 1.
Yeah, but we don't have the goals to show for those touches.
Yeah.
We need the goals. Partey with another loose pass again. Nottingham Forest 3 against 3. Good stop by Gabriel. Got to do a better job with that. Nottingham Forest still coming back. They're looking for the break. That's all they're looking for.
Yeah.
We're going to make a mistake and they're going to spring on us, and they're springing with 3 and 4 people. They have practiced this routine. It's very obvious.
Yeah. Well played by Gabriel to intervene, but Forest still on the attack, moving the ball. Arsenal's pressed. They're now back in their back 4, trying to find options.
One thing with Jesus, he does work hard. That's for sure. Can't fault his work rate. That ball should have been kicked out, though. I don't know why you're trying to beat the man in your box, Jesus. You do that all the time, Why are you beating the man in your box? You dump the ball.
Yeah.
He does that. He does that more than once, and he gets dispossessed sometimes.
Yeah. But you know what I say? It's like Odegaard does the same thing. Baller's going to ball. A baller is going to ball. They always
baller got a ball with a brain, too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
When you take that risk, the risk.
This is the problem with ballers, and they often get found because they're trying to play in areas where they don't need to. Baller's gonna ball, and it's something that we see literally with the best in the world. They'll do it. They'll ball out, trying to do something in their own penalty area. I watch Paris Saint-Germain. They do things where you're like, really? They get away with it sometimes, and sometimes they don't. I think the lucky thing for them is that they normally do things where the opposition don't have numbers in attack to support when they lose the ball.
Plus, they have people with exceptional skill, right? Out there front 3.
Yeah.
They can take it as a risk knowing they're good. But you should be.
Yeah, but it's when they take those
risks.
I mean, you take a player like Sergio Ramos, he'll take a chance.
Yeah.
You know, he'll do things in a game. If it works, then he springs an attack really well. But if it doesn't, it sometimes leads to a very...
I wonder sometimes you have so much attack, aren't you killing your own attack, frankly?
Yeah.
Because you have so many men, you get into each other's way. You're not creating this space. They know where to get the ball. The defense is going to be clogged up. You got to be smart about that. Keep the space wide. Keep it.
So Arsenal pressing with numbers in attack. Ball comes out to Reece Nelson, plays it back to Ben White.
We also got dispossessed.
Nice pass, good movement. Knock him.
Well, we have some big defenders who can hold their own, that's for sure. But the way we play, we're going to need to be that way.
Oh, that's a foul. Is that not a foul on Tomiyasu?
Nah, I wouldn't call it a foul.
Okay.
Come on, we got to create some wit, Arsenal.
Good tackle from Saliba. Launches attack to
good idea.
Reece Nelson.
We scored early and then the goals have dried up. We need another goal.
Yeah. For our dominance this half, I mean, we're 41, 42 minutes in now. We should have had 2 goals at least.
You can see them on the break getting something. We have to have a couple goals.
Yeah. We nearly benefited from a Partey to Granit Xhaka 1-2 there. Thomas Partey overplayed him, but had he got it right, Xhaka would have had his 5th goal of the season, as he was literally on his own. This is some renaissance for Granit Xhaka, isn't it?
It has been. He's the talk of the town, isn't he?
Yeah.
What the hell was that? What the hell was Gabriel doing? Gabriel and Ramsdale, actually, they have an error in them every single game. And when you play the better teams, you pay for those errors.
Yeah, that
pass he made a while ago was like you're better in the game and trying to get somebody to score. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So basically, an attack by Nottingham Forest. There was a tackle by Saliba to clear the ball, ricocheted back from a Nottingham Forest player into the feet of Gabriel Magalhaes. He tried to make a pass inside his own box to another player in the penalty area, and he gets away with it.
Unbelievable, actually, you do that. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Jesus tried to beat a man in his own penalty box, lost the ball almost, got a corner. And then he tried to do that a while ago. Like, what are you thinking? We take this whole concept of playing out, meaning I should play out stupidly.
Yeah.
Not because you're going to play out, you don't want to give the ball away, meaning you don't need to dump it sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Free kick to Forrest in the area. Oh, saved by Ramsdale. The ball wasn't going on target, but it was going to the feet of a Nottingham Forest player for a tap-in. Looked like there might have been slight offside anyway, possibly.
It was offside.
Arsenal back on the attack now. Foul now. Yellow card for the Nottingham Forest player for a bad tackle on Xhaka. Xhaka arriving in pain on the floor for his ankle.
That should be a red card. That's a red card. He went to the Xhaka first, not the ball. He thought he got the ball. I think he got the man. I thought it could be a red. I'd be surprised if VR doesn't look at that.
Jeez,
he thinks he
tackle.
got the ball. He got all ankles.
Ouch. Yeah, you're right, Bertram. You're right.
To me, that's a red card. That's a red card. Xhaka is in serious pain.
You know what?
That's a red card.
I think he honestly goes for the ball, but it's just
I know he does,
badly
but you
timed
miss.
tackle.
You go for the ball, but you miss.
Yeah,
that's on you.
He gets it really bad. And
if you're going to the ground, Tony, then you're putting yourself at risk.
Yeah. And further still, you know, it studs up with the single foot, you know, gets Granit Xhaka right in the heel. It's a bad tackle, definitely. Yeah, I mean, you know, I could see that being a red.
And
Obviously,
he's
the player
thinking
has
it's not
been.
wait, Tony. He's thinking it's not even a yellow. He think he didn't foul the man when he got all angled.
Yeah, yeah. So he has received a yellow card. There are 2 minutes of added time being given to the game.
We can't afford to lose another player. We already lost Saka for the day.
The funny thing is, though, Granit Xhaka is bulletproof, right? No, literally.
But he's a fit kid.
He is.
Meaning he can take a hit and keep on ticking. He's in pain though. He's in pain.
Yeah. See, the other thing that these players do with their socks, I don't know if you noticed it. They cut the bottom off, so they wear a foot sock. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they pull the official sock over the foot sock.
That's interesting. What's the logic in that?
Yeah. So there's a specific, you look at what they do in terms of wrapping players' feet for the game. Often they'll be wrapping around the metatarsal and wrapping around the ankle itself. And then they'll put some supporting product on the top of it. And then what they'll do, instead of pulling a whole sock on, they'll cut the whole bottom of the sock off and then just pull it over that bottom sock. I mean, not every player, but you can see it when there's close-ups of people's socks, where they've cut away the sock.
In my day, we didn't have the resources to be doing that, Tony. We didn't have the resources to destroy a sock.
So this is probably the last kick of the game. Free kick to Arsenal from the left-hand corner of the box. A foul on Gabriel Jesus by Freuler. So let's see how this goes. You probably already seen it. Everybody up. This has got to be the last play of the game. Martin Odegaard standing over the free kick.
Yeah, end of the half. 1-0 Arsenal.
So the free kick
Odegaard continues his play from previous games. He's not adding any value.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. When a player is playing and not affecting the game, in the position he plays in at that number 10 role, it's just a shame there's nobody capable of coming in and, capitalizing on his poor play, really. I mean, it's not that.
Here's the thing, Tony. Have you ever thought about putting Nketiah in the 9 and Jesus in the 10? Not play 2 center forward, but play Jesus deeper, because he goes deep anyway.
Yeah, it's a fair point, Bertram. It is a fair point. It would be something I would be interested in seeing that lineup. Maybe when the game gets a little bit later on in stages, obviously what you're going to see is you're going to see your manager try and persist with his captain and see if his captain comes up with better play in the second half. But then at some point he will take his captain off, because we have seen this consistently. Odegaard does not play 90 minutes.
Odegaard should not be the captain. I know he captained this country, but sorry, he's not the captain.
Xhaka
is the captain.
Yeah.
Or you put Ramsey on the defender. He's not the captain. His play doesn't warrant it, nor the way I see them on the field warrants it.
Yeah.
I see Xhaka as the captain, frankly.
Yeah. I agree.
When you see them in huddles, when you see them rallying, when you see them coalescing and engaging, it's mainly Xhaka you see really being verbal or trying to push people on the field. Evening, GK.
Evening, GK. Andrew, I also agree with you. I hope there's not a tail off in the second half, because as you may have heard Apollo mentioning in midweek, the statistics show that Arsenal are really losing the amount of yards they're running per player in the second half in quite a big way. But
if that's the case, Tony, why is the manager? Well, maybe he doesn't have the bench, but that's where you need to make changes, right? If
Yeah,
the energy is not there, if you have similar quality, you could bring the similar quality in. If you don't have the similar quality, then you're stuck with who's on the field.
Yeah, I agree, GK. There were definitely goals in that half that we have not been able to take advantage of. In terms of Nelson's play, I was not too displeased with what he contributed in the bit of football that he played. You know, let's just see how he goes. You know, it's. I think it's a bit early to be judging him. Let's see how it goes. He was involved in play. That's the main thing. He wasn't, shying away from the pressure situation.
We're left dominant in the game. All the balls been played between Tamayasu, Martinelli. You don't see Ben White that much in the game either.
Yeah,
as
for
much.
sure.
We're left dominant. We used to be left dominant a while back.
Yeah.
And Saka was on the left. Now we become very much right oriented and more balanced. Today we're left dominant. At least in Saka got out the game anyway.
Granit Xhaka is a natural captain. Absolutely, Andy Roach. He's, captain of Switzerland. He's obviously been captain before. It's clear to me, and I've said it many a time, that, you look at the All or Nothing documentary. There's no doubt in my mind after watching that Granit Xhaka is the actual captain of this team.
Yeah, he is the captain.
Arsenal must avoid predictability. I mean, look, when you play the same 11 week in, week out, he's not changing anything. You look at teams like Liverpool, Man City, even Man United and Chelsea. They've got players that they can change the game by saying, I'm moving this player into this position. We don't have those game changers. Which is why I keep saying again, Arsenal need to do some business in the January window, because we just don't have the game changers. It's all very nice having Vieira and Marquinhos, Reece Nelson, but none of those has really shown themselves to be a game changer, to be able to come on and effect change.
Yeah, that's why we struggle to score goals. We don't have any game changers on the bench. We have a bunch of young kids up front, and we have a center forward who is a hit and miss as a scorer. He's not prolific. Very good player, very all-around good player, but not prolific. So then you're going to struggle, right?
Yeah.
You're going to struggle to score goals. You may score a bunch at some point, but that consistency over the season, you're going to have these gaps in the season, and we're seeing that actually. Like today, we should be scoring more than one goal in the first half.
Just going to go and grab a drink. Bear with me a second.
Well, we really need to put the ball in the net. We need to spread the field wide, which would then give us more space behind the defense. Nottingham Forest is waiting until we get over the half line. Then they're trying to press aggressively to get the ball off us, the counter-attack. That seems to be their strategy. We need to spread, have the wingers play on the line, play wide, get the ball between the space. We have Jesus or Xhaka or even Odegaard run onto them.
Yeah. So, guys, we
don't get behind defense, Tony. You notice that? Teams get behind us. We don't get behind teams, which is interesting.
Yeah, we often find ourselves with teams playing a very low block. Maybe because they've looked at the way Arsenal approach play and realised, playing high doesn't benefit them, those teams, especially when you've got players the likes of Martinelli, whose pace is frightening. We're seeing some of the on my screen. I've seen some of the action of shots in the game. But what I wanted to ask you, Bertram, is obviously we now got a little while to sort of talk about your feelings about Arsenal so far this season. Guys in the chat, welcome Pro Lover into the chat. Yeah, I think we've kind of addressed that question, Pro Lover, and I'm actually going to elaborate on it a little bit more. So, Bertram, we've got a bit of time. Let's talk about what you feel, the types of players that we need, potential targets, What we think of some of the young players that are coming during the summer. What are your thoughts in that regard? Also, welcome Moses Thompson in the group.
So if you think about the team so far and how we have invested, we have done a very good job of buying what I call interchangeable defensive players. And they're very good players, right?
Mm-hmm.
So start with the goalkeeper. Ramsdale is very good, even though, as I said, he has an error in him every game. Matt Turner, who we have bought, seems to be a very good shot stopper. Not as mobile or good with his feet, but good backup. So we're set in the goalkeeper department.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about our defense, between Gabriel, Tamayasu, Saliba, to a lesser extent Holding, Ben White, we have 4 central defenders in those 4.
Yeah, we are playing
and 2
right
of those
now.
can play wide, right? 2 of those can play. Tamiyasu plays left center back for his country. Ben White is a right center back. So we have set in the center back position.
Yeah.
Out wide, we have 3 left backs who are very, very good, including Tamiyasu and Zinchenko and Tierney. And to the right, we have interesting. We have 2 right backs who are very good, who are 2 center backs, and we have Cedric who can play Europa League, but I don't think he's at the quality we need. But defensively, we're okay. Yeah. In the midfield, we have no cover for Partey. I'm going to use your term, Partey. We have no cover for Partey. And frankly, we don't have much cover for Xhaka either. Lakanga tries. I think he's a more 8 or even a 10 than a 6. But we need defensive reinforcement. That's why Savic would be a good buy. Who's a box-to-box, but then even if he comes, Savic is not still a CDM. So then who covers Partey? We don't have that. Elneny does a decent job. Let's say Elneny can cover, but we need another midfielder with some gravitas and some capability, a differentiator. Up front is our problem. We don't have any wingers we can say we're very good at, we're comfortable with. We don't have a backup center forward who's a difference maker. Either have height, good in the air, a Calvert-Lewin type center back, a Osimhen type center forward. We don't have that center, the big, strong, hold-up player, physical. Well, we need 2 wingers actually. Not another winger. We need 2 wingers. We have no winger who we're saying we're comfortable with.
Okay, let me stop you there, Bertram. Let me stop you there because you say we got no backup wingers. I mean, let's talk about the names that we've got actually as backup wingers. So we clearly got Reiss Nelson, who's on the pitch right now. We have Marquinhos, who's very young, up and coming.
So Tony, here's the point, Tony. You are at top of the league. It's a now situation. It's not a future. It's a now.
Yeah.
We're building for the future. We have the second youngest squad in the league.
Yeah.
But we're now. We are here now. And the question is, what do I need now to keep that position or improve myself? Right?
I mean, where I was going with that was, I think we've already made up our minds. You and I are very similar in our thoughts about the Arsenal team and the backup players. I'm pretty certain you're in agreement with me, and maybe even GK is, that Reiss Nelson isn't the one. Because if Reiss Nelson was the one, we wouldn't be having this conversation, because we'd have a natural wing back or a winger capable of coming in, affecting play, being a player of high capability who could come in and do a job. Now, Liverpool, for instance, are blessed with numerous players of that ilk. So they've got Luis Diaz, they've got Jota, they've got Salah, then, of course, in the middle, they've got the option of Nunes and Firmino. Obviously,
they got Carvalho too, but he's young. Carvalho too, but he's young.
Yeah,
skillful, but young.
Yeah, but you see, the options they have, even off the bench, are always good enough to be able to say, well, if he's off form, I've got another player. Whereas I don't believe either of us and possibly GK believe that we have a suitable backup right back, left back option, which is why it's been interesting.
You mean left winger, right winger, left winger, not right back, left back?
Well, I mean, if I get a winger, I want him to be able to play on both wings.
No, you said right back, left back. I said left winger, right winger.
Sorry, my bad. My apologies.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you now.
Yeah, I want a prolific one. And that was why, looking at the PSV game, it was very apparent, that they've got 2 wide players in Simon and Gakpo, who you kind of look at them as archetypal players who could come into Arsenal and be, instant game changers when it comes to wing play.
Yeah, I am above that though. I'm the Rafinhas. I'm the Leao from Milan. I am. We're at that level now. We want someone to say, you know what, he can bust out in the Champions League. If you are top of the league against a Man City team, even though we're still early in the season, and you're trying to improve yourself, when you're buying now, Tony, you're buying optimum, premium, quality players. You're not buying something to try to. It may be if he's even going to be developing, the potential is unlimited. It's unlimited. That's where you are to compete.
Yeah.
That's where the top 7 teams are. Not top 6 anymore. It's top 7 because Newcastle is coming. And they're coming hard. Sure. And by the way, they have all adults on their team. They don't have the kids on their team. And they play like it too. They've given up the least most goals in the league, and they're scoring goals.
Yeah.
We have to think that way. And we in key positions in midfield and out wide and center forward too, because Nketiah is not it. I'm telling you. I know Apollo loves Nketiah.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So also, guys, in the chat, I will get to your comments. GK mentions ESR, but let's talk about the Eddie Nketiah factor, because obviously Apollo is a staunch fan of Eddie Nketiah. His statistics say he's not a bad striker. What is it?
His statistics say not a bad striker. Here's the thing: there's sometimes a clump of games. So look, it's hard to judge him because he doesn't get that continuity of play. He doesn't get the frequency of starts. But I watch him play against I watch him in certain games against PSV, ball bouncing off him all over the place. He never turned on one ball he got. Right? You're that stature. That means you're quick. You get the ball either late or you.
Oh, I might have lost Bertram. Chat is filled with top class 101 subscribers, and thank you all very much for joining me. Hopefully Bertram will come back to us, but this is an interesting conversation, guys. I mean, clearly, we have to consider, Nketiah. What is he gonna be? I believe the fan base is divided about the ability of Nketiah. I've seen lots of people commend him, say how they believe him to be, potentially a good player for us. But yeah, it's one of them things that I think is going to continue to be a debating point until the January transfer window. Isn't Eddie the record holder for under 21 goals for England? Absolutely he is. And let's be honest, he's the record goal scorer for England under 21, yet he is yet to see England first team. He's yet to see the squad. Yeah. Yet remember, when Mikel Owen was banging in goals at under 21, it wasn't long before he was elevated into the first team. And ask yourself this question. A kid banging in goals at under 21 should be considered for first team. Would you consider him? Because I wouldn't. We started play again. Arsenal kicked off, moving through the middle. But yeah, it's an interesting point. Welcome back, Bertram. I was just remarking about Eddie and the fact that he's the record goal scorer for England at under 21 level, but he doesn't seem even close to being considered for the England full team. And I wouldn't consider him either.
There's a reason why the record goal scorer for the under 21. Because you haven't gravitated towards the senior. There's a reason why you play that long. Saka would never be the under 21 goal scorer because he's in the senior team early. Neither would a lot of the other players, right? Billingham wouldn't be because they gravitate towards they included in the first team much earlier.
Yeah. So hopefully Arsenal will start the second half fast. We're on the ascendancy as we begin. As Bertram has alluded to, we do need a second goal. Throw in one by Gabriel Martinelli. We're high up in the Forest half. And I noticed that, since Eddie is now 22, following Balogun's now present in the England under-21 setup, and he's also scoring goals. He scored 7 goals so far this season for Reims, not the greatest of team in the French league. Oh, ball ricocheting in the Forest half. Good play from Saliba as it was cleared away. William Saliba is so good a defender. You don't get worried that he's left one-on-one with the striker. His positioning is just enough right that he doesn't let the striker get enough of a position to be able to affect the play.
He's quick also, so you can take more risk with him, right?
Yeah. Once again, his pressure at the back has caused the turnover.
Nelson! Brilliant. Brilliant goal. Brilliant pass into Jesus, who cut it back to Nelson, tries a shot, ricocheted, came back and left foot in the corner. Brilliant goal.
Nice.
Give us a sigh of relief. A breather.
So I'm building up the play here. Nelson on the ball in the left-hand corner, just passes it infield. Ball comes across the box now to Martinelli. Martinelli, twist and turn, Aurier. Out to Tomiyasu.
No, you're way behind, Tony. That was a previous play. It's the ball from Partey into Xhaka. Xhaka played the ball back to Jesus. Played to Nelson. Nelson tried left foot shot, got blocked, came back for the ricochet, and
okay. I've just seen
you're in a different
phase of play. Yeah. I've just seen the header from Gabriel, which was on target from a Tomiyasu cross. So that was a good header. He got up really well. I'm probably about to see the goal. Lovely play. Granit Xhaka in the box, cuts it back. Jesus out to Reece Nelson, cuts his man, left foot, saved by the goalkeeper, rebound, back to Nelson, and he scores. Great. Fantastic play.
By the way, Tony, he used both feet in that sequence.
Yeah, good. Yeah, excellent.
Right?
Excellent
he trapped his
play.
left foot first?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Once again, showing how Granit Xhaka play high up in the box. He played a lovely ball back to Martinelli, I think it was. His contribution in that whole move was really effective. This was a lovely ball. Thomas Partey coming through the middle of the pitch, doing what Partey does. Partey's ball to Xhaka is beautiful.
Tony, the pace.
Yeah.
Look at the pace, Tony. It's like you put on a canvas, next door to you, just roll the ball into your feet.
Yeah.
I was arguing with some friends of mine about whether he's better than Casemiro or not. They were giving me a hard time that I'm crazy, but I think he's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think Casemiro is good, but I prefer Partey than Casemiro.
I agree.
That's just me.
And, I'm a big Real Madrid fan, and I really like Casemiro, but let's be honest, what Partey brings to the game by way of passing capability, Casemiro doesn't have that.
No, he doesn't.
He moves the ball really well because he doesn't take a lot of time to make the decision of where he's going to pass the ball. He's also very good at that sort of ticky-tacky type passing. But Partey for me. Oh, 3-0.
3-0. Yep. Goal scored by, is that Nelson again? Nelson again. And he's the one who started. He started the play and he finished the play.
Wow.
He started the play and he finished the play. Won the ball, edge of the box, played the ball to Xhaka. Brilliant ball by Xhaka to Martinelli. Martinelli go down the wing, play the ball to Jesus, who tried Odegaard first. Odegaard went back to him, crossed it, And goals scored by Nelson came in and doing the job.
And that is what we
Brilliant
want.
Job.
That's what we want. We just talked about it. We literally just talked about it. And in a way, he's proving us wrong. Because in this showing,
proving us wrong.
This is exactly what you want from a third winger. You know, he started that move from in his own box, literally just outside his own box. He started the counter press. He actually kind of gets fouled, but he gets up.
Well, Tony says one thing. We lost. Maybe he tells the manager something, which is
in
early
all honesty,
still. But you know what? Yeah.
In all honesty, the manager has been praising Nelson. He's been saying that Nelson is got a lot to show, and look, I'm so pleased for the lad, because sometimes we often talk about confidence. This hopefully gives him that confidence to be do. And what I love is that the Arsenal players have all come around him and they're all giving him great praise for what he's done. Coming on, scoring 2 goals, being effective in play. And Gabriel Jesus with the assist.
If we score another goal early, you should bring in some of the substitute. You need to blend players. You need to blend players in.
Yeah.
What Nelson's showing is that you got to blend, give people chances. So
yeah, you do.
I know what that was, Gabriel.
Yeah. So just this is the score I predicted. I predicted Arsenal would win 3-0. I now hope we go on to score another 2 or 3. Because goals of late, we've talked about the lack of them. So, we've got the opportunity now to press on. And, if we could get another 3 before the end of the game, that would be amazing.
Yep. This is good, though.
Paula saying Nelson is my guy. I've been telling you guys about him.
He's all Arsenal fans, guys. So
yeah.
Keep on scoring. He's all our guys.
Hey,
well, look,
Gary,
Nelson's always been highly rated, right? Hasn't produced based on his ratings over the years.
Yeah.
He's been highly rated as the kid out of academy and hasn't produced accordingly.
Gary, hope you're well. Hope you had a good game this morning. I know Gary was coaching his under-18 team this morning. I don't know if you've been able to see the whole match. Sometimes your early morning ball runs into the early games.
But Tony, we have some midfielders we could buy back, if we have repurchase clause. Both Iwobi and Willock are playing well to me. In fact, Iwobi's playing well enough to play in Xhaka's position, frankly, and be productive.
Yes, this is true. I mean, he's creating
Iwobi
a lot of chances.
Very impressive.
Yeah,
very impressive.
I agree.
Very impressive. I know we got 40 mil for him, but I'm telling you, right now he's playing like a $50-60 million pound player.
Yeah.
Gary, we're not being proven wrong. We can't use one game as the barometer to judge someone's performance over all these years. Yeah. We're not saying the kid doesn't have talent. We haven't seen enough of him.
We just haven't seen enough of it. Absolutely. Yeah. And we've seen games where his drop-off has been awful. The last game he started in the Europa League was it was a disaster class for me. Literally nothing worked for him at all. But, the fact now that he's playing with better players, that might be what makes a difference.
Yeah, I agree.
God, sun's come straight out in front of me now. Ooh.
So Tomiyasu is now. So we're playing 3 at the back in attack, Tony. When we attack, it's 3 at the back.
Okay. I mean, at times
Tomiyasu goes in a left midfield position.
Yeah, I mean, at times, Bertram, I look at the way we line up when we're attacking.
Oh, Partey did it again. Just like against Tottenham, same goal. Rolled in and it's in the corner. Whoa! All those field goals have not become real goals. All those field goals are real goals. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Maybe he should take some of those
Thomas.
free kicks from that position.
Yes,
Wow.
Thomas.
Make the changes, Arteta. Roll the changes in. Marquinhos, Vieira, roll the changes in. We can rest Martinelli. We can rest Odegaard, who needs a rest, frankly. That's a brilliant goal. Wow. And it has curve on it too, Tony. He starts outside the post.
He plays all his shots with Kel.
Yeah. So who would you say is the player of the season so far, Tony?
I mean, the player I love the most, yeah. I mean, it's between Saliba and Thomas Partey for me.
Really? I think Xhaka is the player of the season.
I mean, I'm not joking.
I don't even think it's close. I don't think it's close. I think it was Saliba start the season, without a doubt. Partey in and out. But Xhaka has been the most consistent player. Overall play, between scoring goals, setting up goals. Yeah.
I'm not going to deny it, right? I do like what Xhaka is doing, without doubt. But I just got to say it. I just get so excited by Thomas Partey's passing. Literally, you know, it almost makes me wet myself when I see some of the passes he does.
Come on, Tony.
I'm sorry. I just got to put it like it is, you know.
Jesus, you got to score those goals, Jesus. You're joking. You're not scoring the last 4 games, and everybody's scoring, and you're missing those chances. You got to put that chance away. Bad back pass. Odegaard, roll Jesus in. He's going good save by Henderson, but you got to score the goal.
Yeah,
you got to score that goal.
Yeah, Gary's made a great point.
You got to go high and wide, not low, high and wide. You don't have a chance high and wide.
Yeah, Gary's made a great point that Reece Nelson has now added to his 2 goals with an assist.
Oh yeah, yes, he has. I guess it's a man of the match performance.
Yeah,
even though Partey has been brilliant, frankly.
Yeah, and as you said, Jesus just has to score that opportunity. He's just been gifted. He has literally missed the gift.
He's missing gifts of late, quite a bit of gifts. He's getting paid to score goals, which was what we've been missing for years.
Yeah, and you know there comes a point when you miss those opportunities, you yourself as a player will start to be,
start doubting yourself,
frustrated.
Actually. Yeah, you start doubting yourself because you wonder what's going to come. You start pressing also.
Yeah, you know, at this stage in the game, you know, he must be desperate. We're 4-0 up and you haven't scored. He needs to get a goal now.
You haven't scored in the last 5 games, right? 4 or 5 games you haven't scored in. So
yeah, you need a goal. You really need a goal. Odegaard just played the ball terribly into the box.
I think Partey is rubbing off on Xhaka. I think he learned how to make those nice passes between the line, on point. He's getting so much better at it. If there's ever a redemption in this world, Xhaka is a perfect example of redemption.
Gary, I'm going to say it again. Thomas Partey, he gives me the hard on. I mean, literally, you know what they say about football. It's like, you know, you can have a wife and love her, but you know, 11 men come out on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, and you know, us men who really love the game, we're fan worshipping. We're out here getting orgasmic about what we're watching, and Thomas Partey gives me that. You know, when you're looking at worldies, you know, passing of the quality that he gives us, goals of the type that he scores, you know, we've had 2 of the most beautifully sublime goals. I mean, you'd be hard to find a better goal than that one he's just scored this month.
Yeah, that's like Roberto Carlos type goals, outside the post, curving in.
Yeah. So here come the changes for Arsenal. Martinelli off and Tomiyasu coming off. Apollo giving Saliba his flowers. Saliba has been a boss today. Yeah.
He's been a boss, but the flowers goes to Nelson.
Yeah.
Most of the flowers, anyway.
Yeah.
Cedric's getting a run. Wow.
That's great. That's great to see. That's great
Yep.
to see.
They should have taken off Odegaard too and put on Vieira's coming on, but it's not for Odegaard.
Yeah.
If he's trying to get Odegaard a goal or something to build his confidence, he needs it. So he's leaving on the players who haven't scored in a while. He's leaving on Odegaard. Martinelli scored, he's taking him off. Tomiyasu played well, actually. I thought he had a really good game. Yeah, he's such a versatile player, Tony. Very versatile.
Yeah, for sure.
So now is Vieira going to play on the left? He's not a winger, you know.
He's not. I agree. Because he doesn't go past the man.
No.
You know,
he has skills, but doesn't use it to go past the man.
Yeah. He shimmies you. He'll get you to make a move on a dime and you know, shift the ball in a very good way. But he's not a, you know, I'm going to knock it past you and run, or step over and then run on the inside of you. He's not that kind of player.
No, not at all.
So here's a question for us guys. Do you guys think Jesus is too involved in the build-up play? I don't personally. I think he makes wise choices to come in deep, pick up the ball, help out. As Bertram alluded to earlier, he does help out defensively. But he's the type of striker that doesn't stick right up top and become invisible. You know, that was Aubameyang's problem. You know,
he should take off Xhaka. He should take off Xhaka. Xhaka is getting kicked, and we can't afford to lose Xhaka. I can't believe I'm saying that. We can't afford to lose Xhaka. He should take him off. I mean, he's played a lot of football too.
Yeah, it's true. You're right.
And he's going to be going to the World Cup, so he's going to be playing more football. It's not like he's not going to the World Cup. He is going to the World Cup.
He's clearly bulletproof, right?
Well, yeah, but he at some point, you know, he's not getting any younger either.
Yeah.
Take him off.
Yeah. You know, and now would be a great time to try Lokonga in that
yes. In the eighth,
position.
Yes, definitely.
You know what's good though? He's made the substitutions nice and early. You know,
yes, he has, which is not his norm.
65th minute is a good time. It gives players a good opportunity to get some minutes under the belt.
Yeah.
So whereas before, you know, we always used to give Arteta bad praise for always waiting too long before making substitutions. He's made them at the right time.
He did today, yeah. We're having fun now. It's time to have fun. We can breathe easy. We can enjoy our Sunday evening, or Sunday morning in my case.
Yeah.
My hope is that West Ham beat Man U later on today. So.
Yeah, that would be nice. We almost had a nice day yesterday. I thought Bournemouth were on the way to a win, but you know, Spurs came back and.
I actually, when I saw the score at 2-0, I said too early.
Yeah.
Too early.
It was just gave Tottenham way too much time to get back in.
Yep.
But hey, Liverpool losing, that's a great result. It just makes our position top four much easier to attain.
The one season we're doing really well, Newcastle have to now be balling out, which then makes change that dynamics in terms of more teams who have possibility to make the top four. So they moved Nelson to the left and moved Fabio to the right. Nelson was having such a good game on the right. I would have kept him there.
Oh, come on, Vieira. Should have done better there. So I'm a little bit behind you now. I'm at 65-35.
Yeah, brilliant ball by Partey over the part of Jesus. And again, Jesus fluffed his line. If he take it first time, he had a chance. He waited. Brilliant ball over the top. Right pace, Tony. Defender beaten. The ball missed him. He made a bad control. And keeper came over, played out of bounds for a corner. You would love this pass, Tony, from Partey. I mean, it's
See,
exceptional.
there you go. You know, when you've got a player that can do that, you know, I mean, I'm not joking you, but we salivate when we talk about players like Matt Letizia and Glenn Hoddle and, you know, Zidane and, you know, those kind of creative midfield players. I'm not joking you. I'm putting Thomas Partey up there.
Now, Partey is a brilliant midfielder. And he plays defense too. Because some of those players played no defense, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No defense at all.
For
Zero.
him to do what he does, I can't see another player in world football who can do what he does. Look at that ball. Oh, I've just seen it. Oh my God. Bertram. Oh.
Yeah, I told you. On point. On point. From 40-yard pass, on point.
What a ball. Jeez. He absolutely spun that defensive defender with that ball. It was beautiful. Oh. I'm not joking you. I love what Nelson has done, but Thomas Partey. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's a brilliant ball. He's picking 40-yard. Look, Tony, some players are good picking a 40-yard pass, and some are good playing it between the lines, and some are good playing it short in tight spots.
Yeah.
He can do it. He does all of those really well.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it, really players like Jordan Henderson get commended for what they do. You know, he can't carry Thomas Partey's jockstrap, you know. But would we call him a scrub? No. Henderson is a good player.
He's a good player.
They're desperate to get Jesus a goal. I can see it.
They are desperate to get him. And he's getting chances, Tony. It's not like he's not getting chances.
Yeah.
And not difficult chances either. They're not the most difficult chances. The last one wasn't the easiest. The ball was bouncing, I should say. But he should do better with some of those. At least we're scoring a few goals from outside the box. Partey scoring a few more this season, which is good.
Nelson needs more time. Apollo says, Moses, don't be giving Partey those spaces. Yeah, he will kill you. He will kill you.
Yeah, you can't give him room to pass. You got to pressure him.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, you can pressure him, but he's so clever. His ability to spin out of positions where he's got a player or two players on him is phenomenal. Yes, he's going to lose the odd one here or there, but in the main, this guy is a rock. He's so good at knowing where the pressure's about to be played. You know, I think Bertram is stalled a bit. Oh, no, you're all right.
No, I'm here.
He was
I just look like a zombie, that's all. I'm into the game, that's why. I'm normally not very still, actually, am I? I'm just watching Vieira and how he plays, and if he's not playing the 10, it doesn't fit. You know what I noticed too, Tony? How good Xhaka's gotten in tight spaces. He's making the little subtle passes.
Yeah.
Which is something I never saw him do in his early stage with us, or the years he's been with us. He's gotten so much better playing the more skillful elements of the game than what we have seen historically from him. So if you've just joined us, Arsenal leading by 4-0. We have been relaxing since early second half where we've been up 2-0. And hopefully we can relax like this for many Sundays and Saturdays to come.
And as Moses says, Partey's press resistance is just so great.
You know what he does, Tony? He's very aware. He knows where he is on the field.
Yeah.
Right? So as you're taught in football, you should know when to glance and know where you are. He's very aware where he is. And most importantly, where his teammates are.
Yeah. It's a lovely bit of interplay between Partey and Odegaard.
Oh, what a turn by Nelson. Brilliant ball.
The Rock Gabriel. Just seen him hold off a player to allow the ball to go over the touchline for a goal kick.
Oh, what a move. Oh.
Look at Gabriel commanding his box. An exceptional defender with strength and dominance. Absolutely pro lover, I agree. But as Bertram
with a mistake,
has alluded
with
to,
a mistake in every single
mistake,
game.
Yeah.
Not only a mistake, Tony, a mistake which can cost you games.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, we don't disagree with his capabilities, but you got to cut those out.
Yeah,
those lapses will kill you. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing
that ball he gave Lingard today, that ball he gave Lingard, most forwards will score it.
Yeah. And I will also say, you can't not remember the terrible kick out against Bamford at Leeds. That was, it should have been a red card. I know
it wasn't it wasn't the most pronounced kick out, so that's why he got away with it. You could make an excuse for him, but it was a kick out, but it wasn't a pronounced kick out.
To me, it looks bad. Bad. Obviously, it's still not a penalty because Bamford's foul occurs first. But it's petulance that really and truly, to me, he should have got a red card. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I'm being honest. My own feeling was it was a red cardable offence, but definitely not a penalty.
Now he got pushed, but
yeah, you get pushed.
He has that in him. Xhaka, but he and Xhaka has that in them. No, there's a temperament thing.
Yeah.
That's what the Xhaka we have seen over the years, responding to those things,
situations.
Yeah.
So 15 minutes to play. The current lineup is Cedric at left back, Gabriel and Saliba, Ben White still on at right back. And then we've got Fabio Vieira, who's playing as the right winger, and Reece Nelson playing as a left winger now. Still pressing.
And Ketia, Xhaka, well, interesting. Saliba and Xhaka going off, and Ketia and Tierney coming on. So who's going to play center half with Gabriel? Or Ben White maybe? Is Ben White on the field? Yeah,
Ben White is.
Ben White's moving over. That's interesting. And then Tierney will go left and Cedric go right, I guess. Tierney cannot play right. I don't think he has that in his locker.
That's an interesting substitution. Because it questions, why do you need to move Ben White into the centre-half role when Saliba is commanding that like a champion?
No, maybe you do it to keep that rotation going, so just in case situation occurs.
Yeah.
He doesn't forget how to play right
centre
back.
Yeah.
And plus, it's a natural position for him anyway, so.
Yeah.
So he's still keeping Jesus on. He's desperate to give Jesus a goal. Desperate. Because now Nketiah, I guess, is going wide. So where is Odegaard and Fabio playing?
Yeah, because to me this looks like a two up top situation.
Yeah, but neither Fabio or Odegaard are eights, are they?
Yeah.
Sometimes Arteta makes some strange changes, I must admit. Whenever he gets under pressure, he'll just throw people offensively on without thinking through. I also got to think defensively also because I don't want to give up another goal.
Yeah.
You just throw everybody on and don't tell them where to play either.
Let's see how this is going to come out. So Cedric's gone right. Tierney's gone left. Ben White and Gabriel are centre halves. Partey in front. Odegaard to the right of Partey. Fabio Vieira is now playing in Xhaka's spot. And then you've got
Oh, what a goal by Odegaard. Oh, brilliant ball into Jesus by Partey. Hold it up, laid off to Odegaard, move the ball with his left, and it's in the top corner. Just like he scored on that out of bounds shot from Tierney against Southampton. Brilliant. In the corner.
Everything we've talked about, we're being told it's happening today, right? We said Odegaard needs to do something. He needs to score a goal at the very minimum, and he scored a goal. So there's only one thing left now. Gabriel Jesus scores the 5th. That's the only thing left to happen.
Yeah, Partey played out to Vieira, back to Partey. Partey rolled into Jesus. Jesus rolled to Odegaard. He moved it to the left, and it's in the corner.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Again, the ball, the precision balls from Partey.
Yes.
It's on a dime.
Jesus did a good job of holding up, and Odegaard just shifted, and the defense is reacting to the initial fake of a shot. Yeah, it's a brilliant day today. Poor Anderson. I hope we're not affected with England chances by scoring all these goals.
I mean, has he even got close to any single one of them?
No, and none of this is. You can't blame him for any of the goals.
You can't. I mean, I can't help but think, how the hell did Liverpool lose to this team?
They're at home. They were at home, right? It's a different story at home, isn't it? Weren't they at home? I think they were at home, actually.
I think they were
at home. Is a different thing,
Yeah, but, this is a team that, looking at today's way in which they've played, they've just not been at the races. They haven't created anything. They haven't played defensively minded in a way that, you can see that they could keep teams from scoring goals. I mean, we've scored at will. We could have had 7 or 8 today already.
Yeah, we could actually.
It's a nice finish by Odegaard.
And the best chance they have is Gabriel trying to encourage them.
Well, if we don't give if Jesus doesn't get a goal, he's got 3 assists today.
You're center forward. I'm not paying you for assists. I'm not paying you for assists. Put the ball in the net. That's what you're getting paid for.
His GA goes up though. His GA.
Yeah, his GA may go up, but I paid you to score goals. You're not making $240,000 a year just for assists. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What was that, Vieira? What kind of pass was that?
Yeah, I think that's where
you got to get his head in the game. He came in the last game. His head wasn't in the game. He's just He started off really like a house on fire. He's regressing the last few games I watch him play.
Thanks for the correction, Gary. Yeah, I should have said 6 goal. I think I said it when my screen was still showing 4-0. So yeah, it should be the 6th. Cracking finish from Odegaard. Who's man of the match? Can't decide. Well, you know what? We still got 10 minutes, so let's not go there yet because...
no, Nelson's man of the match. If you come
you're too early, Bertram. It's too early. There's two more goals coming in.
No, 2 goals and an assist for a player who hasn't played all season. That means he hasn't had up to the tempo of the game, and unless some days he's going to score 2 goals, I don't see it.
Yeah. Arsenal breaking with numbers.
Partey has been brilliant, by the way.
He has been.
Yeah, Partey's been
beautiful
brilliant.
Pass there by Fabio Vieira.
But Nelson scored when he was really needed. We were 1-0 up. We needed that second goal to quiet the nerves, and he scored.
Yeah.
Really good goal. So.
Okay. So match statistics coming up. Arsenal 70% possession. Arsenal have had 20 attempts compared to Nottingham Forest's 4. 5 goals out of 20 attempts. Not a bad ratio. Not a bad ratio.
Oh, brilliant by Nelson. Carrying the ball in the middle of the field, looking for a pass.
Oh, Kiate's been taken off for O'Brien.
What is that?
What Talk to us, Bertram.
I don't know what Vieira is doing. Vieira is just playing his own little world. Everyone is having a good game. He comes on the field, turn the ball over, not playing with any passion. That's not how you get games, you know. In the Europa League game, he was poor. If you get a chance to come on the field like Nelson does, you got to take your chance. Not taking his chance. His head is not in the game.
Yeah,
The
Apollo
just
says.
back that, yeah.
Apollo says the last goal was started with Partey slipping it into Jesus in tight spaces.
Yeah. It was.
Partey, the unsung hero, pro lover, and
I think he should have taken Partey out, frankly. You know, he should take Partey out.
Yeah, and guess what? We are scoring
goals wrap him
late in the second half. That's a good point. You know, when we talked about the drop off in the second half. I mean, it's been a complete turnaround this game. We signed Jesus for his all-round game. Yeah, absolutely, Gary.
No, Gary, we signed Jesus because we couldn't score goals. We couldn't score goals. We scored just over 50 goals last season. The year before, same thing. That was killing us. He needs to score goals. His ratio was, when he starts game, he's better than 1 in 2. In 150-something games, I think he scored. Maybe it's 170 now. He scored like close to over 60. Most of those when he starts. We saw him to sign him. All-around game is fine, and we love that. But you got to put the ball in the net. You're center forward.
Yeah.
Especially with 2 kids up front who are not prolific goal scorers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's an interesting one. I think it's got more conversation to be had about the efficiency of Gabriel Jesus. You know, he started the season on fire. And, you know, that was on the back of an absolutely stupendous pre-season as well. You know, if you count the pre-season form as well, you know, he was scoring goals in pre-season literally at a ridiculous rate. It does make you think, like, you know, well, what do Arsenal do here? Do we go out and find a prolific striker and play him with Jesus? Do we play him instead of Jesus? You know, I've said it many a time. I like Ivan Toney. I really do like Ivan Toney. He to me offers something different. You know, what would you do if you got Toney in the squad? Would you play him alongside Jesus as a foil in the way that, you know, when we had Giroud, you know, Giroud didn't score a lot of goals, but he created so much.
I'm trying to figure out Jesus missed this. It was a difficult chance. He didn't get to the ball. Ball was headed over by Ben White to the far post. Jesus came in. And let's see what happened. And he missed it. It was a little bit out of his reach. Maybe it's not his day today.
You know, I see him here creating opportunity for Reece Nelson, you know, coming deep on the halfway line, you know, 4 or 5 players ahead of him. You know, he is so hardworking. But, you know, this is going to be a conversation that's going to go on and on and on. I think, you know, do we need a more prolific striker? Yes, we do. How do we get...
we're not going to get one for this season. He's going to play the entire season.
Yeah.
We're winning, so even though he's not scoring like we'd like...
Oh, God, how did he... He's just missed that one.
Yeah, it's not his day. Today's not his day. He tried.
Oh, he's so close. He is so close.
But thank Nottingham Forest for helping us get some of our gusto.
Yeah.
We appreciated Nottingham Forest. We needed that help after the Southampton game and PSV game. So you obliged really well today.
Yeah.
I hope Partey stays fit. That's the thing. I hope he stays fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a beautiful player of the game.
He is a beautiful player. Oh, sorry, Nelson. That was a...
Yeah, I mean, I can see why you'd put Nelson as man of the match. 2 goals and an assist.
Well, not only that, Tony, he didn't start the game, right?
Yeah,
so it's one thing if you started. He didn't start the game.
I agree. I agree. I can understand. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, it's
and it was important goals too. It wasn't like he scored when he wasn't important.
Yeah.
Partey going back to his old self. So with the field goal, maybe you need someone to roll it to your Partey. Roll it facing goal so you can not rock back. You trying to do it for yourself doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Oh dear.
Gary said, "There, Jesus a dive." No, Gary. If he dived there, he may not get up. If he dove there, he would not get up today. No, if he dove, he may have dived into a post. I don't want him to dive. We can't afford. We can't afford to lose him. We can't, even though he has been scoring. We can't afford to lose him.
Oh, that was a great cross by Reece Nelson.
Is that a good game? I mean, It gives you options now, right?
Yeah. See, the thing is, you can't have that kind of game and then not play well in the midweek, because I'm pretty certain he starts now. I'm pretty certain he starts.
Midweek, who we playing midweek? Oh, you mean the
Zurich.
Zurich game?
Yeah.
Aren't we? Are we at home?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay.
And it's a game that there are goals in. You know, so
yeah,
it's a chance for him to you know, add on to what we've seen today. You know, if he can grab another goal or two, you know, be creative, be a difference maker in the game, you know, then suddenly we're saying, well, hang on a second. If he's played 2 successive games, scored goals, looked effective, we can afford to look to rest.
You know, I tried to make a bad decision in not changing Jesus. Because you know Jesus get another yellow card, he can't play the next game, right?
Yeah.
He should have taken him off.
He hasn't got a yellow card though, has he?
No, I know, but I'm just saying you don't run that risk.
Yeah.
You don't run that. Not when they have a game like this, you don't run that risk.
Yeah, and especially the next game is Chelsea, so
exactly. You don't run that risk because he's so aggressive defensively. Oh, Eddie, good try, Eddie. You could see him get a yellow anytime in the game.
Apollo saying he's done everything except score today. Concrete Jungle, welcome to the chat. Hope you're well. They said Arsenal were about to crack. The crumbling was going to start. Nonsense. Question to you from one of the other group members, Concrete. Are you in New York City? Jamaica, you man. Bueno, eh? Watch ya. Big up to Concrete Jungle. Jamaica Massive. Bertram in the house. Jamaican origin.
Concrete Jungle. Oh, Concrete Jungle is a name of
record.
Well, no, it's an old name for those high rise they built up in the more challenged neighborhoods.
Yeah,
they call them Concrete Jungle. Oh, this is brilliant. Oh,
that ball from Thomas Partey. Oh my gosh, I nearly wet myself again. Thomas Partey, stop it! Oh, jeez. He just played a ball like in between 3 players. Like the gap was just like the size of the ball. It's just like
you know what he does to Tony? He does the what Thiago does a lot. That look away pass.
Yeah.
You can tell somebody play with skill. Look one way and pass it the next way. He does that quite a bit. Thiago does that pretty well too.
Yeah.
That throw you off too, because you may just tilt one way and the ball going the other way. Nah, he's having a brilliant game. And scored too.
Yeah. Big up to you, Concrete Jungle. Oh, man. This has been some entertainment this morning or this afternoon.
Now, the better thing today would be for Man U to lose this afternoon.
Yeah.
That would make my Sunday, make my weekend.
Yeah.
Tottenham didn't lose yesterday, though, which was very disappointing, actually. Even they were down 2-0. But Liverpool did lose.
Yeah.
And City could have drawn that game too.
Easily.
Yeah, they could have drawn that game. That was a brilliant goal by De Bruyne, though.
Oh, what a goal. I mean, I'm talking about wetting myself over balls by Partey, but that goal by De Bruyne. Jeez.
The
Oh,
keeper
man.
couldn't even. The keeper could die from now till next year. He wouldn't get reached to that ball. He's not getting that ball. He's not even close. Like he just waved at it. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And he does that from outside the box, Tony, on almost like a regular. He scored one last week too.
It's just so beautiful. To be able to do that.
Come on, Cedric. You can't get beaten there.
So 3 minutes of injury time. Game's nearly done.
Game's over. Game's over, Tony.
Game's over. Okay.
Beautiful Sunday. I can go watch my Giants later. Watch my Knicks later. It's a good Sunday.
Who are the Giants playing today?
I haven't even checked. I stopped checking who they play. I just expect them to win.
Yeah. 6-1. Why not?
6. Yeah. Let's hope they don't collapse. Both the Giants and Arsenal, people expect them not to continue their winning streak.
Yeah.
Or there's a game in London today. Broncos playing with the Jaguars?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought you'd be going to that game, Tony.
No, hell no.
The Jets playing New England. I don't see who we're playing, though. We're playing Seattle, actually, at 9 your time.
Oh, yeah.
Geno Smith playing well, so that should be interesting. Partey is a big smile. What's the best thing seeing Partey walk up the field, Tony? He's not limping. The best thing is to see him walk off the field.
Yeah.
Not limping off the field.
Yeah.
Then we can expect him for the next game.
Yeah.
He's such a brilliant player to watch, actually.
Absolutely. I'm just so happy to see him play with that kind of freedom and obviously, people have to put themselves in position to receive balls from him. But his ability at just seeing passes, jeez. The man is a Goliath.
Is looking away from the player you're playing the ball into, looking off the defender, and making the pass at the right pace, right precision, right area that allows you to turn on the ball or put you in a position to not have to go back and get the defense recover. He's exceptional doing that, actually. He could even play the 10, frankly. I bet he'd be a brilliant 10. The way he passed the ball in a tight space, he'd be a brilliant 10.
Yeah, I mean, he does what he does, and he does it so well. So you just got to marvel at the sheer brilliance of the player.
So here's the question, Tony.
Yeah.
If we get Savic, what would you do?
Oh man, I mean, it's not like you're trying to replace Thomas Partey, but you're just looking for something that can sit in that position if he's not there.
No, but Savic would play in Xhaka's position. He wouldn't play Partey's position.
Yeah, I mean, I believe Savic can play in Partey's position, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm not. I still think Zinchenko plays in Xhaka's position very well. So I think there's
yeah, but Saka is bossable. Saka scores goals and assists. You don't want Saka to be Savic to be playing. He's not a CDM. He probably could play there, but he gives you goals and gives you assists.
Yeah,
he gets the ball up the field.
I know that, but he also can play that CDM.
You're giving away too much offensively, having played that deep. I haven't seen him play.
You do, but what you're saying is, I'm upgrading my midfield.
So do I play 3 across then? Do I play 3 across?
No.
Right? Do I get rid of the 10 and play 3 across?
I mean, in all honesty, you kind of say, like, is Odegaard a starter if Savic is in the team? Because really and truly, you're playing Savic and Xhaka, not Odegaard and Savic.
So here's the thing, Tony. You're more balanced defensively and you're more balanced offensively.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then you can rotate Xhaka and Savic going forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what we do come January. We need another player.
I mean, they
January.
valued him at 120 million now. You know,
I'm not paying 120 for any 28, 29-year-old. Not happening.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but I ask myself the question, and I keep saying it. When Thomas Partey isn't playing, who's filling that role, bro?
No one, really.
I need a player who I can feel comfortable in knowing that you can come in and you can do a job in that position. Because the drop off to Lokonga is just too great.
It is great.
And, you know, we say it. There's just not many players in the world who can give you that.
Look at that pass to Xhaka. They should have passed from Odegaard to Xhaka, Nelson scoring on the rebound. That's such a brilliant ball. And Xhaka is now in and goal, basically, you know.
Yeah.
And he's coming from deep. That's the thing. Xhaka is coming from deep.
Yeah.
And made the right decision of crossing the ball back to...
Welcome to the chat, Victor. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed the game. And yes, we are stress-free, baby. We are stress-free.
Today.
Let
me clarify that. Let me clarify that today.
Yeah, what a lovely day. What a lovely day. The sun's out in London. It's a little bit overcast, but, you know, no rain.
You know, London and sun is an oxymoron, right? You know, London and sun. I didn't see too much sun when I was in London.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of clouds.
Any news on Tielemans? As you know, Tielemans' contract ends. So he can come to us on a free. He can actually sign a pre-agreement from January. Was watching him yesterday against City. I'm just not convinced.
Not convinced. Have not been convinced. Not convinced.
I mean, he had a beautiful shot that brought out an absolutely astounding save from Ederson. But outside of that, I'm just not convinced if he's the guy.
Here's the thing, Tony. When you play against City, Tony, I like to see players play against City because then I can judge how you can compete against the better. Look at Bellingham against City, for example. Watch Bellingham play against City all the years he's played against them the last 2 or 3 years. Hold his own, or even do better than hold his own against them, against that quality midfield. I don't see Tielemans doing that.
Yeah.
I don't see Tielemans doing that. Maguire playing today. Whoa. Maguire starting.
Okay.
With Martinez. I thought they would start what's his name, but no. I thought they would start the other center half, but he's injured, it looks like. Let's see what happens. Okay.
So Lokonga will get there. I think Guendouzi could fill the Partey role. I've always been a great lover of Matthew Guendouzi. He drives the ball forward. He drives the team forward. I watch a lot of Marseille because obviously they've also got Nuno Tavares in the team. Guendouzi of late has started scoring some goals as well.
He's not a 6 though. He's an 8.
But he's not.
He's an 8. He's an 8. He's not a 6 at all. He's an 8.
You know, listen, I would still love to see Guendouzi in our team, but that ship has sailed. He's not going to be ever. He's never going to be in a team where Mikel Arteta is the manager of the team. So I think we just need to stop mentioning his name.
He won't be there. I don't think Pepe will be in the team again.
Yeah.
There's certain players who won't be in the team.
I think we did get a nominal fee for Guendouzi, although it was nothing like the
£9 million. £9 million.
So it wasn't like a huge amount, but you know, look, will we regret it? I don't think so. You
know, he's valued at £40 million.
Yeah, I could understand that.
We give away player.
He's become very integral to Marseille, very integral.
Yeah,
but as I
he's
said,
in the French national team too. So
yeah, he was just not an Arteta player, and for that reason, we just have to move on from it. some information here. Tielemans' agent met with Arsenal last week. It seems this will be a free move next summer unless Leicester drop their demands in the new year. I said before, Arsenal
Tielemans come to us, he's on the bench, Tony.
Yeah,
he's on the
I
bench
agree.
when he comes to us. I hope he realizes that. He's on the bench.
Yeah,
He's not
I
starting.
agree. And that means we can move on Mohamed Elneny, if you ask me.
Well, no, he's not an 8. He's not a 6 either. So he wouldn't satisfy what we need. And then he's more of a 6 than Tielemans is.
Yeah.
Tielemans is not a 6. He's not an 8. He's not a 6. He's an 8. I would not be moving on Elneny unless we get someone to replace him.
Yeah. I mean, in response to your point, Victor, I would say that Arteta knows who he wanted. There's obviously personal issues like Pepe. You know, Pepe has now scored 4 goals in his last 5 starts for
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. You know, he's starting to ball again. But I think I have to resign myself to the fact I will not see Pepe put on an Arsenal jersey ever again. And yes, he wasn't worth the 72 million, but that wasn't his fault.
I've always thought, Tony, that, and I've said this numerous times, that managers sometimes are rigid in their approach to games. So the question is, Pepe wasn't working out. Why? Because the work rate wasn't there. Even though he improved over his time at Arsenal, why not try him where Odegaard is playing, for example, right? He can put a ball in the top corner on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, yeah.
So why not try him in the middle of the park? Remember he played for us when he just came, was showing off his skills. He had Van Dijk and Robertson on skates when we went to Liverpool. Didn't score, though. He was, playing the ball between people, leg in the middle of the park, getting that defense one-on-one. When he's out wide, he's isolated. When he plays in France, he gets a chance to cut in a lot of times. He's in the middle of the park quite a bit, frankly. Yeah. The last goal I see him scored in the Europa League, he was in the middle of the park because he has more freedom to operate. At us, he's very rigid on the right because Arteta plays. So.
Welcome to the chat, Ebony. How are you, Ebony?
I'm all right. I had to listen to it on Talk Rubbish.
Wait. Ebony, my thing didn't work that I sent you?
No, unfortunately not. No.
So you need VPN then because it worked for me.
Okay.
I actually tried it before I sent it. I tried it before I sent it to you. It worked.
But Ebony's at work, so she wouldn't be able to access a VPN anyway because it would be on her phone. If I'm not mistaken, are you working on your phone?
Yeah, and
but the phone is an app, right? It's an app, so it should work.
Yeah. The problem with VPNs on phones with streaming services is the VPN takes up so much of the bandwidth that it makes streaming even more difficult. Like it's a bit like IPTV, which I use. If I put a VPN, it makes more channels buffer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Any of those like suspect streaming services where you're using like the very maximum that you can, you add a VPN into the equation, it then creates even more buffer.
So Ebony, type in Arsenal next time. There's normally 4 or 5 streams in that whole app. So if you go to the first one and it doesn't work, you try another one and it works.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna have to watch the highlights, the extended highlights anyway. Because you just don't get the same feeling as the action. But 5-0.
It's very funny that you guys in the UK struggle to get your games when it's supposed to be your games, and here we just get. When I was in the UK though, I had what we call a sling box. So I had someone in the States here hook up a sling box, so I get all the games when I was in the UK actually.
So France. In response to Victor, France is a farmer league or a bush league, as Bertram calls them. But hey, players got to play, ballers got to ball, and sometimes you look at players and you just go, you know what, this player, although he's playing in a bush league, can do a job in a game like ours. I mean, you could look at the PSG team and think, well, they play in a bush league. But there are players in that PSG team would walk into Arsenal. You know it.
A lot of them. Not 1 or 2. A lot of them.
A lot of them, yeah.
There's another thing, Tony. When Pepe plays for Ivory Coast, he starts over Zaha, frankly. Now, they're starting together nowadays, but initially he started over Zaha. And he's a sure starter. When he plays for Ivory Coast, he played more freedom. He played well in the African Nations Cup. He scored against France in friendly. So he plays well against good competition. He just doesn't fit what we do.
Yeah.
Hey, GK.
GK says hi.
Hey, GK. I'm just wondering, do we still need Tielemans?
Apparently, according to Apollo, he's agreed to move in the next summer on a free. So for me, it's an okay squad addition. I'm not displeased.
He's not a need. He's a want. He's not a need. There's a difference between a need and a want. He's a want. He's a want, not a need.
I still would want, a better midfield game changer, someone who can play where Thomas Partey plays.
Yeah, because I mean, Partey is a game changer.
Yeah.
There's only one Partey, though. It's hard to find someone in the DM role in world football today that has the Partey, Casemiro, Kante type capabilities. There's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
Look at all the other teams you can think about. If you go to Man U, they have Casemiro. If you go to Chelsea, they have Kante, but he's always injured. Rodrigo from City. Those type of CDMs are not dime a dozen. Rodri, I should say, not Rodri.
But the problem is, we do need another one because, what's his name? Sambi's just not good enough.
Yeah, he's not a CDM. He's a more box to box. They're talking about Danilo from Brazil. We'll see if we go back for him in January, but we need someone.
Yeah.
Because we're not sure if Partey going to come back from the World Cup healthy.
Well, will any of them come back healthy? I mean, Saka's injured. So I don't know how he's going to fare next month if he does go next month to the World Cup. Well, he will. Who else is going from our team?
Xhaka is going. Partey is going. Ben White may go. Saka should be going.
Ramsdale may go.
Tomiyasu going. Ramsdale is probably going.
Yeah.
Jesus may go. Odegaard is not going. Martinelli is not going. I can guarantee Martinelli is not going. Not in this Brazil team.
You never know.
No, he's not going. They have like 10 players ahead of him. They have so many players ahead of me. You think about Neymar, Rafinha, Anthony. It's player after player after player.
Vinicius, Rodri.
Yeah, they've got a ton of players. Too many.
Rodrigo, sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that, yes, I know Qatar is really hot and there's been some controversy over that. But, I just think it's come at a really bad time. A really bad time.
I'm not sure if it's a bad time, Ebony.
Huh?
I'm not sure if it's a bad time. Because it gives some of our players a rest. It gives the manager time to do work with the players who aren't going for them to prepare for the second half of the season. It's almost like an extended winter break. Yeah. So, yes, for the players that are going away, it's unfortunate. But for those that stay, I'm pretty certain the manager is going to be overjoyed with his accessibility to those players and to be able to work on things with them in readiness for the second half of the season.
So here's a problem.
Here's a
problem with Tony's argument. So think about the team, the defense. Ramsdale, who may be going. Ramsdale, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel may be going. Tomiyasu is going. Midfield, Partey and Xhaka are going. Up front, Jesus may be going. Saka is going. So you have about probably eight players going, 7 players. The normal starting 11 going.
But here's my point. My retort to that, Bertram, is the players that you just named are the players I don't need to work with.
So which players do you want to work with?
For that reason, this is a fantastic opportunity. Because what I now realize is some of you guys who ain't those players that you just mentioned are the players I need work with. And what I'm going to do is while my first teamers are away, I'm going to set up a game against some backwater team behind closed doors, and we're going to work on those things you need to put into your game to make you more effective in that first team.
We don't have any center halves. We only have Holding, possibly. As I said, half will maybe remaining, who is probably have a game in it. That's the point that some people try to make, Tony, which I understand what you're saying. And yeah, especially the bench players need work, tons of work. It's very obvious. But it's going to be a mix and match situation. Matt Turner is probably going. Matt Turner is going.
Yeah.
So both my goalkeepers are going.
Yeah. And my third keeper is out on loan. Yeah, but it's an opportunity. Ebony, what was you trying to get?
No, I'm just worried about potential injuries and the recovery time, because some of our players take forever to recover. Like Smith Rowe. I mean, how long's he been out?
There's another name. He gets good time. So now this is where the World Cup break comes in absolutely perfect. I'm not even sure Smith Rowe's going to be ready before the end of the year. So I don't think it works out for him. But players like Elneny, Reece Nelson.
Would he be ready either? Would he be ready also? Because he had a bad injury.
Reece Nelson, Marquinhos.
I'm glad he was on today.
Rob Holding. Carl Hein is our backup keeper today. Yeah, Carl Hein needs to be played in more games because he's not even getting games at under 21. But he's our backup keeper because Matt Turner is injured currently. Yeah, so there's a guy that needs to get work. Who else can I?
No, they plan to have practice game, by the way, Tony. I forgot who they're playing.
Right.
But they plan to have practice.
Yeah, so that's where these guys need to have work with the first team coach and the coaches so that they can start to work on things independently that will improve their game. So hopefully when those first teamers come back, and don't forget, you might have a situation where a first teamer can't play the first game, the second game, the third game on the end of the World Cup. And you've got to say, well, hang on a second. Somebody has to step up. What have you now done? You've created the opportunity for those players who haven't gone to be able to say, boss, you can count on me.
I hope so. I really hope so. And I hope
And top of that list is Reece Nelson. Right now, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Man of the match performance today. He guarantees to start on Thursday.
I hope so. I've been saying
it's not a hope, it's a guarantee. It's not a hope, it's a guarantee.
I know Saka is injured, so he's gonna play on Thursday.
He's playing.
Yeah.
He's gonna play on Thursday.
Yeah. I've been saying for some time that I've backed him up and said, look, give the guy a chance. All he needs is time.
Right.
And people are like, no, he's crap. No,
but he's now had a chance. I mean, I'm not gonna deny it. He played in the previous game in the Europa League. He stank the place out. But we were talking about him with like a sort of a view to saying, well, we don't think he's good enough. But going by what he done today, he's good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm not going that far.
You can do that week in, week out, though.
I'm not going that far.
Just on that little sample of what he did today, Bertram, would you not say?
I need a body of work against very good competition to then make that decision.
Yeah, but Stan, you said this about Eddie.
Nketiah? I still have it. I still don't have changed my mind on Eddie. I haven't changed my mind on Eddie.
And I'll be honest with you, Ebony, there's a lot of people in the chat who will tell you Eddie ain't cutting it. For them, he ain't cutting it.
Oh no. It's unfortunate, but I shouldn't really eat.
I didn't hear. Can't hear what you're saying.
It's unfortunate because I think that he's got the potential. He's 22, 23. All right, he should be at a level by now.
Yeah.
But I just think that Sometimes I just don't think he gets enough games, but that's just me.
Does he get enough games? He doesn't get enough starts. He gets enough.
No.
He doesn't get enough starts, and you can't come in for 10 minutes and expect to create miracles, right?
But then again,
yeah.
But I'm just thinking, do you not think that the two, him and Jesus should actually play up front together as a team?
I think we need someone with a more physical presence and a better goal scoring capability. I mean, a bit to create their own goals or link up player than Eddie. I think Eddie is a fox in the box.
He is.
And he's shown it for the under-21. I just don't see him being a complete enough player in terms of goal scoring and other attributes to be Jesus' replacement. We want somebody to compete with Jesus. We don't want somebody to be Jesus' understudy. I want somebody to compete with Jesus for the start.
Yeah.
And right now he's a definite backup. He's not going to compete with Jesus. He's not competing with Jesus.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts, guys, in terms of a striking option? So we talked about wing options. Guys in the chat, if anybody wants to put in who they think they might like as a striker. I've already said I'm quite impressed by Ivan Toney.
We're not getting Ivan Toney, I don't think, unless we make Brentford. We pay over the odds for him. Osimhen, if we don't pay for somebody for a lot of money, Osimhen is the man. Osimhen is the man for me. Big, strong, quick, physical, hold the ball up, put the ball in the net. Has played against better competitions. Great competition, has done really, really well. Not that Toney hasn't played against very good competition, but I think Toney's mobility is limited somewhat. Very good in the air, great penalty taker, good free kick taker, hold the ball up, can pass the ball. But he's a little bit quicker than Giroud, is the way I view Toney.
If only we went for Haaland.
Never an option.
Never an option.
Not in Europa League. Never an option.
Never an option. That's the thing, Tony. You got to be in the Champions League also to get the better players.
Have to be.
So here's a name, Tony. We should think about Tony. Here's a name. Frank Kessie.
Not doing it for me, bro.
Not as an 8?
No.
I think he's a good player. I watch him play. He's a good player. He's on Barcelona's bench, not going anywhere. He's not getting the game at Barca.
He looked very good in Italy, but
the
Italian league just ain't the one.
But he's not getting any time. He's not getting any time at He's not getting time at Barca.
Yeah, I'm not really that impressed by him. Welcome to the chat, Danny. Hope you're well. Haaland has cost City over 350 million. Yeah, if you count the wages and everything, then yeah.
That's the problem.
Just he was never going to be.
You know, his fee was only 58 mil. I don't know what they paid for. I don't know what paid for the agent fee, but most of that is a compensation. It's a lot of money.
GK agrees with me about Frank Kessie. No, I'm not having Frank Kessie. I was interested in him because he looked good in Italy for a point, and then I saw him started playing for. Is it Ghana?
Barca?
No,
Ghana. Yeah, he played for Ghana. Is it Ghana or is it
Or is it Nigeria?
No, it's not Ghana. It's not Nigeria. I don't think it's Ghana actually.
Let me just check.
Wow.
It's not Ghana, no, because that's Thomas's team. But
is it Senegal? One of those teams? Is it Senegal? Is it Ivory Coast? It must be Ivory Coast. It's probably Ivory Coast.
It's Ivory Coast. Yeah, he plays with Pepe. That's right. And I just kept thinking to myself, watching him play against.
He didn't look good. It didn't look good for playing for Ivory Coast. He didn't look good.
No, that's where I took my sample from, because I was looking at the African nations, and I just kept thinking to myself, Frank Kessie should be bossing this. He should.
I don't think he was healthy though.
Yeah.
I don't think he was healthy because he
So
got pulled out of games and
I kind of fell off of him. Victor says that he thinks Balogun is better than Nketiah. We don't have to go that far.
I disagree.
I don't know who's better actually, because Balogun is creating waves in France, but when I saw him play for Arsenal, he looked young.
Yeah.
He looked very young.
Moses also agreed that Frank Kessie not in the Premier League. GK says, but Milinkovic-Savic plays in the Italian league. But Milinkovic-Savic, when you look at him play, is just so good. He's
dominant.
He's so dominant. Yeah.
But can you do it in the Premier League?
That's the question. But he is so dominant. And look, let's be honest. When a player is that strong and he plays that way at international level as well, you can't help but say he could do a job for you.
So here's the question.
GK says he wanted Fabian Ruiz for some years ago. Then I found out just a week ago he's ended up at PSG.
So here's the question. Italian league players who have come over to the Premier League and have done well over the last few years. Do we have any such names?
Yeah.
I can't think of too many.
Danny says, I'd like us to sign a Brazilian youth called Evander from Midtjylland. He's Brazilian, 24, dynamic, strong, etc. We'll have to keep looking at him. Thanks very much for giving us the heads up on that one. Obviously, I don't get to watch Danish football very much. I know Midtjylland have played in European football, but I don't know this kid Evander. But I'll have a look and see if I can find anything on him. Savic will cost over 70 million and is in his late 20s, as Bertram said. Yeah, 28, not going to happen. Look, we've also seen that players can play way beyond 28, way beyond. You can buy a player for 28 and get 10 good years. And 70 million is not a lot of money, bro. I had to say this the other day. We are now in the world where 70 million sitting on your bench in a player is not unusual. Newcastle have got 50, 60 million pound players sitting on their bench. Chelsea have got 60 and 70 million pound players.
But you can't use Chelsea as an excuse for it. You can't use Chelsea. You can't use Chelsea.
But hang on, Man City have a 100 million pound player sitting on their bench. Liverpool have a 50 and a 60 million pound player sitting on their bench. This is the world we're in now. It's not unusual.
Yeah, but when you buy a player for that price, they have to be younger. You want a number of years out of them. You're looking at 7 million pounds. I want 7, 8 years out of you minimum.
Yeah.
I don't want 2 years. Because when you hit 30 as a midfielder,
how much did Man United pay for Casemiro?
They were desperate, Tony. They'd buy anyone for 100 million. They were desperate. They're desperate for anything to. After they got 4 from Brentford, whatever the number was, they just buy anyone to appease the fan base.
You see my point?
They paid. You know what? Anthony was a 30-something million pound player. They paid what? 85 for him.
Right. But the point I'm making, Bertram, is we are now in a world of football where likes of Real Madrid, if we want to be at top table playing against Paris Saint-Germain, Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, etc., we're going to need to not be pulling Marquinhos off the bench. We're going to need a 50, 60 million pound player on the bench ready to come in because the other teams have got that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that concept, but we're not in that position as a football team. We need some cheaper options if we're going to be on the bench.
Do we?
We've spent 70 million pounds for one player that didn't work out. I think which of
the
highest of the cost player is 45 million.
Hang on a second, Bertram. Let's not forget, we're about 13th by way of teams spending money last year. Forrest are paying stupid money. Yeah? Aston Villa are buying loads of players. Yeah? So, you look at this, the transfer activity of Arsenal, and you think, oh yeah, we've done well because we only paid X and Y for X and Y player. But let's be honest, there are teams out there outstripping Arsenal for the amount of money they're spending in the transfer.
Yeah, but Tony, they haven't spent as much as we spent over the last 4 years. I think we've spent over 450 million over the last 4 years.
Yeah, but look at who we are. We're Arsenal. Yeah. We're making a lot of money. Even though we're not in the Champions League, we're still making a lot of money. Our revenue streams.
No, I think we have lost money we have lost money the last 2 years. It's just not obvious.
Due to COVID in a large part. But let's be honest, that any bank will finance Arsenal because they know it's a machine. It's a cash machine.
Yeah, no, look, I've said before that I think the rest of Europe has to do something about the Premier League. but this can't continue.
Mm.
That's why that Super League is not going away, because most of those other leagues are becoming irrelevant.
Yeah.
You think about the other 4 top leagues; they're becoming irrelevant.
Yeah. Welcome, Neomis, to the chat. Just woke up, but so glad to see another dominant win over Forest. I hope you're all doing well. Yes, we're all very stress-free is the word today. Just so you guys know, Apollo is doing a giveaway for a free Arsenal jersey in the draw tomorrow. I unfortunately don't know how you get into the draw. Ebony, do you have any ideas on that one?
No. I don't know if you have to answer a question or be the first.
Apollo, if you can hear us and you can put that in the chat, how guys can qualify for that jersey.
I'm just wondering. All that kerfuffle over Dybala.
You mean Vlahovic?
No, Dybala, the Argentinian.
We was never really in for Dybala.
We weren't really in because he didn't want to come to the Premier League.
Yeah, we were more in for Vlahovic.
We were in for Vlahovic. He just didn't want to come to us. And that was a January transfer we're looking at.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, I think Jesus has worked out decently. Even though he needs to score more goals.
There's a good point from GK. Van Dijk was 27 when he was purchased for 75 million.
Defender.
He's playing, and what is he playing like now?
Stop it, Bertram.
Like he's 40.
Stop it.
Plus, Van Dijk was rounding out the team. Van Dijk was the last. Van Dijk and Alisson. Van Dijk and Alisson were the last 2 players you needed for that team to get to where they need to get to. That like final purchase. Like, you know what? If Savage is going to get us over the line, then yes, you will get him for 70. But it has to be that final purchase. Van Dijk and Alisson were. Both of them cost about the same. And plus, they had Suarez money to burn. That's a different story too.
Yeah. Danny says, by the way, in regards to Evander, Michelin battered Savage's Lazio 5-1 and Evander dominated the midfield. What was that in? Was that
Serie A?
No, Midland are a Danish team. That must be in the conference, isn't it? That must be the Europa Conference. Danny, what competition was that in? Let us know. To be honest, Lazio, outside of Savage, they're not a great team.
I'm surprised they haven't sold him and replenished the team. I don't know why teams do that sometimes. You get 75 million for the player. You buy 2 or 3 players who are very good players. It's a better strategy than one very good player and you don't give enough support around him.
Okay, so here you guys go. If you want to be in with a chance of winning a free Arsenal jersey, it has been advertised on the channel. But any cash app donations via you can do them.
What year is the jersey? Is it 2005 or is it?
No, I believe it's the current. I think it's the current one. But if you put in a donation, any donation, you're going to get yourself in with a chance of winning. So, guys, if you want to be in that, do that. Danny has confirmed that win for Michelin was in the Europa League a month ago. So, thanks for that info, Danny. That's very interesting to hear that your guy, Evander, was able to be dominant over Milinkovic-Savic's Lazio team in the Europa League. I will definitely be looking at Michelin in the week. I might try and find out some other stuff about him. We were linked with Melo. Thank God we swerved the bullet there, didn't we? We swerved the bullet.
Melo started off really well at Barca, Melo started off really well. I don't know what happened. He just went down the drain. He started off really well. He was brilliant in the midfield. He was playing like the Gavis and the world were playing now, Pedri of the world. And all of a sudden, it just went south.
In answer to your question, Victor, if you hit on the $ on the stream, I think at the top of the chat, you should see an option to put in what is called a super chat. and you can put in the amount you want to donate as a super chat, and then we'll get it highlighted. We get to see your super chat and the amount of your donation.
Would you guys go for Pogba?
No.
You think he's spent now?
Injury prone.
Too much stuff to deal with.
Too slow in the Premier League as well.
He doesn't fit any good position. He's a brilliant player. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't fit any player seamlessly.
But not.
He's not a CDM. He's not a true. He's not mobile enough for an 8 to play defense where you want to play. Is he a 10? Could be a 10, but I don't know. Brilliant player, just doesn't seem to fit.
Yeah.
Or how about Ronaldo?
Which Ronaldo? The one that retired a long time ago?
No.
The real Ronaldo? Put on too much weight.
No. Cristiano?
No.
Too much drama.
Yeah, just he's
unmanageable. You can't manage him.
Yeah. He's
and he thinks he's the same Ronaldo from when he was a young kid.
I mean, he's like Mbappe at PSG. He thinks he can be the very close from Rashford.
It's all about him.
Yeah. Not for me.
No, not for me either.
I mean, there was some rumor. There was some rumor
super chat,
online.
Victor. The super chat only works while the stream is live. Then probably is another way to do it, but I just don't know how. Douglas Luiz is injured too, Tony. I'm not really sure about what that means because I don't know if Douglas Luiz is even any longer an option for Arsenal. He just signed a new deal at Aston Villa.
No, he's not an option anymore.
So I don't know why that name.
Because he didn't want to come and sit on the bench. People don't realize that.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think he was. I don't honestly. Rashford's getting close. He's had two shots on goal that very, very easily could have been goals.
Who are they playing?
They're playing West Ham at Old Trafford.
West Ham are going to lose that one. Sorry.
Yeah, Man United are all over them at the moment.
West Ham team just seems to have a bunch of slow, good plodding players. The entire team. Ain't no athletes on the team. Apart from Antonio, a little bit. Most of them are athletes. Ben Rama, Fornell, Rice. Yeah.
Apollo, let us know how far you are from getting home. Because I'm not sure if
I gotta run anyway. It's I gotta get up.
Lukaku, anyone?
Nope.
No.
Definitely not.
Lukaku for what? For Belgium?
Nope. Not having him.
Not too slow.
No, he's like.
You gotta learn to control the ball.
He's a bit, to me. Yeah, controls bad. He's not. He's going to look good in the Italian league, but not for me. The player I like is Nkunku from
Nkunku's good. And we could have got him cheap when Emery left there. We could have got him very, very cheap way back when. He was a midfielder, though. He was a midfielder then.
I like Højbjerg. Obviously, he's a Tottenham player, so there's no way he's coming. It's never happened.
Actually, he looks better at Tottenham than he did at Southampton, frankly.
Yeah, I agree. I do like the guy. I think he's a very good player. I mean, let's be honest. If they weren't at Spurs, there's a lot of players Spurs have that we would absolutely would walk into Arsenal. Son would be
the entire forward line.
Except
they have 4 forwards who are very, very good.
Okay.
Kulusevski, you talk about Kulusevski's son, Kane, and Richarlison. They got 4 very good forwards.
Very good players. For Victor, there's a thank you button on all the 101 uploads, which donates to the channel. So there you go. There's your option to pay after the stream goes down. Apollo, tell us, how far are you from getting home, minutes wise? So guys, I know we're gonna let you go, Bertram. Good luck for the Giants today. I'll be watching them, no doubt, after the Dolphins game. The Dolphins game kicks off in 20 minutes. Ebony, thank you very much for your contribution today. Any last comments from you?
Onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards.
Indeed. Well done, Victor. Thank you very much for the super chat from Victor. You're now in the hat with a chance of winning a Arsenal jersey. Traffic is awful. I'm still on the Holloway Road. I'm not getting home for another hour. Okay, so yeah, cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Guys in the chat, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Looks like rain has started to pour in London. It's gone from being a little bit sunny to very overcast and dark. We're probably going to lose light as we took our clocks back last night. So what used to be a 7 p.m. Lights out is now going to become a 6 p.m. lights out. Thank you guys again. See you all again for the next episode, which will be Thursday night against Zurich in the last group game of the Europa League. Bertram.
I'll say one thing, wire to wire. You know what that means in horse racing? The horse that goes in front and wins, they go wire to wire. That means they lead the entire race. That's what I'm saying for us, wire to wire. We're leading and we should stay in that position till the end of the season.
Victor coming in with the controversial last-minute chat. I think we still need a world.
We need a world-class. What for Vic? The women's team? Or the under 23? Or the under 23? Which one are you talking about?
Trust the process, Victor. Trust the process.
The women's team coach is very good.
He is.
I know, but I'm just saying I don't know which team he's talking about because it's not the men's team.
All right. Take care, guys. Enjoy your day. Bye for now.
All right.
Hey, guys.